Welcome in, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to Say It Soul Tarot. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I did want to give a big shout out to those of you who've been supporting this channel, especially in 2025. So thank you so much. I did want to also wish you guys happy birthday. So again, hope you guys are doing, if you already celebrated, hope you had a great birthday. If not, happy early birthday as well. Happy New Year. And again, hope you had a great holiday as well. um you know that being said, here, this is going to be your annual forecast here, Capricorn. I'm going to run through, I did already draw all 12 months, so I'm going to clarify those months with tarot to see if we can get some more details. I'm going to walk you through that. First, I'm going to just touch briefly on the astrological transits that are going through your sign, kind of major themes for 2026 for you. Talk about your oracle cards, go through your two leaves that came out, and then I'm going to clarify each month all the way from January to December. So I would suggest grabbing a pen and a piece of paper because this is a lot of information. The other thing you could do is just pin this reading so that you can come back to it as well. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscriber button so you do get notified when I have new content out. Because normally, if you follow my channel, I do like a large monthly read in love, and then I follow up mid-month, but this is your annual forecast. So again, we're going to kind of be covering a lot of ground. So hopefully you guys can bear with me here. So really, the theme really for you guys for 2026 is basically you building a new foundation financially, emotionally, and mentally while preparing for a long-term shift in how you define your own stability and your own success. So that's a pretty big, I feel like 2026 is going to be a pretty groundbreaking year for you guys. The other thing to pay attention to is that, obviously right now there is a lot of planets that are currently residing in your sign. You have Venus in there on January 13th, Mars January 16th, and Mercury as well on January 17th, not to mention the Sun. So that's kind of a lot. So I feel like January you are going to probably be feeling, I feel like you're feeling good. You did get the Three of Cups here, so I'm not surprised to see that because that is your, solar return month for the majority of you. Not all of you, but some of you. So, feeling social out there celebrating. Again, I'll walk you through that. We'll clarify that card when we get to your tarot. But again, a lot of emphasis on like a lot going on in the month of January for you guys. And it is a brand new year. So again, really a lot going on. I feel like energized for you guys. Again, it's also your solar return. So that makes a lot of sense. For a lot of you, you probably already know that Pluto is in Aquarius now. It is going to be staying in Aquarius and not moving back to Capricorn again. So that probably feels really nice. I would assume. I mean, Pluto, really kind of drags you through it. So this is nice. This really talks about, long-term restructuring, possibly around money, your self-worth, security, and empowerment around what you own and really what you stand for. So, really the message that you're getting out or how you're putting yourself out into the world here, Capricorn. So I love that for you guys. I feel like 2026 is going to be quite positive as well. During Saturn's going to be in Pisces and Aries mid-year. So in the early 2026, it's really kind of asking you to look at, or in order to have discipline, maturity around your communication with others, and really, have a good positive mindset. Possibly signing some new contracts as well. Could be dealing with some siblings and doing a lot of new learning as well as kind of the focus between now and that mid-year. So, it's really just for the first 3 months, the first quarter of 2026. And then after that shift, you definitely might be getting some new responsibilities that come to you that are tied to a home situation, your family roots, and just your emotional foundation in general. So again, big shift there. I feel like in 2025, a lot of you could have ended a long-term relationship and possibly a marriage for some of you. As well, to pay attention is that once Neptune is finished in Pisces and it's getting activated in Aries, the themes for you guys is like a continued dissolving of outdated thinking patterns, followed by a heightened sensitivity around home and family matters. So again, I feel like there definitely could have been a big shakeup here for a lot of you in the last couple of years. especially, because you did have Pluto stationed there for quite some time. The other positive, anyway, for this year is really Jupiter. Right now, it's in Cancer. It's going to be in Leo in July. And the first half of the year is, you definitely might be networking, meeting a lot of new people, getting some new clients, and really establishing really positive one-to-one connections. And you're getting a lot of support from the people around you. So that's really nice, especially if you have been having a rough time or just kind of needing, your support of your friends and your family members. It looks to me like, they are rallying around you. And I'm getting that, as well as I'm looking at that Three of Cups card here in January for you, as well as around the second half of the year. So like July onward, a lot of expansion around shared finances, intimacy, investments, and emotional healing. So I do feel like the latter half of the year, you are going to have, kind of be called a little bit tested, I want to say, by what I've seen in your tarot here. But I feel like, you surge forward, you move forward in a really positive way. So again, we'll get to that when we get to tarot. As well, just be note that Chiron is, when it is in Aries, again, that's really going to be calling you to do some healing, really connected to some family wounds, possibly childhood patterns and emotional, really studying your emotional safety or focusing on that. So again, I feel like, every sign, every sign kind of has, what they need to kind of accomplish this year. And again, I do feel like it's going to be a good year, but I do feel like you are going to be tested a little bit by the universe. And again, I feel like, you definitely have it in you to get through it here, Capricorn. So again, in a really positive way. Again, I feel like, there's going to be some challenges from what I can see in your cards here, but again, you can do it. So let's talk about your Moonology card for the year that came through. And again, this is for the year. You got this Leo. So you might be dealing with a Leo, might have a Leo in your life. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So again, I do feel like by the time, like I mentioned, even astrologically, by the time we get to July, August, like really taking control. And as I see that, you do have the Emperor showing up here in the month of July. So again, makes a lot of sense that second half of the year is going to be feeling a lot more empowered than the first half of the year. As well, for your sacred symbols, you did get the release card. So this really talks about letting go of like any kind of emotional trauma, working through possibly some of your triggers, childhood issues, possibly, and just, I feel like, really learning to trust people again. I do feel like there is somebody or, some people that definitely may have broken your trust in recent years. And I feel like it's been hard for you to kind of like get past that, or and healing isn't linear. It takes a long time to kind of work through a lot of stuff. And, that's why we engage in relationships for that new person to kind of help us get through that. And again, reflect back to us the things that we're really needing to work on, right? So it's funny because I'm just noticing now, I didn't notice till right now, your romance angel that also came out was the Trust card. And it says this situation is calling for you to have faith. So this really talks about, again, rebuilding trust, trusting your own internal picker, I guess we should say. So again, if you've been maybe not chosen the best people in the past, having that discernment moving forward, protecting yourself to some degree. But again, you can't have love. You're not going to find love if you're just sitting on the couch and not getting yourself out there, right? So there's a certain amount of vulnerability that kind of comes with that. And I do feel like for a lot of you, being betrayed in the worst way definitely is going to take some time for you to kind of like deal with a lot of those issues, right? So be compassionate with yourself. But again, at the end of the day, if you're not going out and, enjoying your life and finding joy in, the people that you are around you, then, definitely can become a little bit, lonely or isolating. And again, just doing the things that bring you joy. I'm a big believer in, like, when you're not looking for love, that's usually when it finds you. And yeah, so let's move on here. You did get the sixth house coming through. So this really talks about sustainability. So again, creating that foundation. This is a number 44, which adds up to an 8. So that really talks about the self. So I do feel like 2026 is really finding that inner confidence for yourself. And again, rebuilding or needing to rebuild your foundation here, Capricorn. So again, I do like it. But again, Rome wasn't built in a day. Show yourself some compassion. Be kind to yourself. Make sure you're paying attention to your own internal mind chatter. Make sure it's positive. Try and keep it positive so that you can keep your vibration up. And that's really what you're going to attract in, right? So let's go through your tea leaves. So you've got the goldfish card. So this is really nice. Goldfish are actually quite lucky. So it says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So that is really nice. As well, you got the throne card and it says position of authority. So for some of you, definitely might be getting some sort of promotion in 2026. And then you did get the hand card and it says in need of help, assistance, and guidance. So definitely, just like I mentioned in your the brief bit about your astrology, people really showing up to, give you a helping hand, help you out in some way. And that's really nice energy. And then you got the well, it says family wishes come true. So that's really nice. You also got the pineapple card and it says reconciliation on it. I don't know about that. I guess we'll see what comes through. That definitely might not be for all of you. You might have decided that you're not letting this person back in, but and then you got the horseshoe card. It says good luck on it. And the archway, which says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So this is really nice. Again, I do feel like there is going to be some substantial new love and or new opportunities popping up for you in 2026. So again, I really like that. So let's start off here in January. Again, like I mentioned already, you did get the 3 of Cups for January. So this is, cause for celebration. It's going to be New Year's as well. For a lot of you, might be getting together with friends, celebrating your birthday or something along those lines. Tell me about this 3 of Cups. Why is the 3 of Cups here for Capricorn in January? Why is this card showing up? So we have the Page of Cups and the 5 of Swords. Yeah, that's funny. This kind of gives me the energy of like people phoning you up, Capricorn, and going, no, we're going out. And you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling like it. And they're like, that's too bad. I'm going to be at your house in, half an hour to pick you up. That's really the energy I'm getting off of that. So I do feel like for some of you, like I mentioned already, again, probably spending a little bit too much time at home and not really getting out, possibly in December. Well, in the Western Hemisphere, it's freezing, it's cold. So, it's kind of like that season for, snuggling up with a warm blanket, a good cup of tea and, watching some Netflix, binging some Netflix. So again, this is the energy of your friends kind of really maybe on your case a little bit, Capricorn, about getting out and meeting up, whether that be for coffee or for dinner. And again, I feel like you've been possibly avoiding avoiding going out or spending time with friends, but I feel like they're kind of not really saying no, or they're not letting you say no, or, just like I mentioned, showing up on your doorstep. So I feel like that's nice. I feel like you need it. Again, especially if you're in the Western Hemisphere. So by the time we get to February here, you have the beautiful Ace of Cups. This definitely could be a new love interest coming in. What is this Ace of Cups about for Capricorn in February? Could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, because the next card in March is the King of Cups. So I'm going to take that leap. Yeah, a lot of you didn't necessarily see this coming because 2 of Swords is sometimes something that we don't see. In the traditional card, she's got the blindfold on. Yeah, look at that. Can't make it up. 4 of Cups and the Lovers. For some of you, this definitely could be somebody that has had their eye on you for a while. And it looks to me like in February, this person definitely could be reaching out to you, wanting to make plans with you. There's, 3 cups pouring into this 4th cup. So I really love this 4 of Cups in this deck because it's not the traditional like feeling rejected card. I hate that card. That's like probably my least favorite in the regular tarot deck. So I love this 4 of Cups. So this is somebody really wanting to spend time with you, possibly getting to know you. Could be possibly a Gemini with the Lovers card coming out. So again, I feel like for a lot of you, you don't necessarily see this coming. with that Two of Swords. So that's nice. This looks nice, uh, Capricorn. I feel like you're going to be maybe a little bit surprised. All right, so by the time we get to March here, could be this King of Cups. But again, let's see what we get. Why is this King of Cups showing up in March for Capricorn? And don't get caught up in gender, guys. There's no gender in tarot. So again, just think of it as a water sign. Two of Cups and Nine of Cups. Wow, this person I do feel like is really into you. Two of Cups and Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. But there definitely could be something very different about the two of you. Two of Cups can really maybe on some level here, maybe you feel like this person's not a good fit, or there's something very different about this person. I mean, they are working really well together. So for some of you, you may meet this person through a work situation or a work relationship, or have friends in common. I'm feeling that. But it looks to me like this person's in hot pursuit. They're in hot pursuit of you. All right, so by the time we get to February, March, we get to April here, we have the Seven of Swords. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see what comes out on it. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Why is the Seven of Swords here? In April. Why is the Seven of Swords here? In April. All right, so we have the Three of Swords and the Strength card. All right, I feel like you're not actually that interested in this person, Capricorn. I'm just going to say it. I feel like this is you possibly like avoiding this person, possibly not having to tell them that you're really not that interested in them. They're pretty hot and heavy about you, though. I will say that. Yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. So you're kind of up in your head about this person or this relationship. Could be as well a Leo with that Strength card coming through. But I feel like you're kind of avoiding this person. So I don't know. It looks to me like the two of you definitely could have gone on a few dates. And then by the time you get to April here, you're like, I don't really think this person's for me. And again, it's very hard to tell this person that you're really not that interested. I mean, Seven of Swords can be avoiding. So that's kind of like you see this person is showing up on your phone. They're either trying to call you, possibly text you, and again, not really wanting to take that call, or not wanting to FaceTime, possibly coming up with excuses as to why you can't go out or go do something. Because we have the Strength card. So that's kind of like trying to overcome that feeling when you kind of have to tell somebody that you're not really that interested in them. And by the time we get to May here, definitely on a new path here. But I do feel like, this person, I don't know, I feel like maybe this person inadvertently kind of like boosts your confidence in some way, Capricorn, which I feel like maybe you needed. Maybe you needed that boost of attention from somebody to kind of get you a little bit more excited about possibly meeting somebody important or somebody that you really are interested in. Hopefully that makes some sense, because the Page of Wands to me is like somebody who's now really in the energy of like, feeling a lot more energized, somebody who's wanting to go out and possibly, learn something new or go on a new adventure, possibly go on like a small vacation. So for some of you, definitely could be going on some sort of vacation in the month of May, or just like a quick getaway, even just going like camping or something for the weekend. But just being kind of more open, I guess, is really my point. Tell me about this Page of Wands energy for Capricorn in May. So we have the Five of Cups coming out. The King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, see how this person down here? So I feel like this is you kind of escaping, feeling bad, trying to do something to kind of escape feeling bad about this person. Yikes. I mean, it's coming through really clear, Capricorn. I feel like, yeah, I feel like you're just like either coming up with excuses here as to, again, avoiding this person, possibly going away on your own. And again, you just really don't want to feel heavy or feel like you're really wanting to forget about this past person, whoever this person is that you meet in February. Is really what I'm getting at. Like you just want to go and have some fun. You don't want to be thinking about this situation or this person. Um, and I mean, flip it around. I mean, it could be, the other way around here where you end up getting hurt by somebody, but, just pay attention to that energy. Again, could be flipped, but I do feel like it's you. Um, you know, I don't want to say you're running away from the situation, but I just feel like you just want to feel better. You don't want to feel bad about, ending it with somebody, if that makes sense. But it does kind of like liven you up. Like I mentioned, I feel like you're feeling a lot more confident, Capricorn. So in June here, we have a King of Wands coming through. So this definitely could be somebody new. Let's just see what comes through here on this King of Wands. What is this King of Wands for Capricorn? Ace of Swords. So that's a yes. It's somebody new. The Ace of Swords is my yes card. And we have the Four of Swords, the Emperor again, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Feel like this is a pretty important person. So for some of you, you definitely could be meeting somebody who's also, either still healing from a situation or somebody that you haven't heard from in a while, because the Four of Swords can be somebody who's quiet. But it looks to me like there's something here that this person, I do feel like it's very important that you pay attention to whoever this King of Wands is here, Capricorn. Definitely could be a boss with that Wheel of Fortune card. And again, really pushing you forward or propelling you, I want to say, almost into the future. So this is a very important connection. So definitely pay attention to who's kind of coming into your life at the end of June. I feel like this is destined. This is meant to happen at this particular point in time in June. So very important connection. And again, could be a fire sign or, yeah, I'm getting strong fire because the Emperor card actually is Aries. Yeah, I'm also getting another message that for some of you, if this is you, you know, I feel like it's clear to you, possibly at the end of June as well, what you need to do for yourself in order to move forward. So again, this could be you bossing up, but again, we have the Emperor twice, so we'll see what we get on the Emperor card now for the month of July. Tell me about this Emperor card. So we have the Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, definitely could also be yourself here, creating some new opportunities. And again, just really pushing through a tough situation. So this could be in relation to your family in some way. And creating some new opportunities here. What is this? Ace of Pentacles here in August. For some of you, this definitely could be a job. We have the Seven of Swords coming out. Just Aquarius energy. And the Ace of Wands. And the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel like you're going to need to be a little bit strategic in order to either take this new position. So that kind of gives me the energy of, you needing to do some things behind the scenes in order to, make the most of this opportunity for you. And again, some people might not be happy about that. So especially if you are, leaving a job to take another one. The Seven of Swords in a work situation is kind of like that kind of gray area. Like, I can't really tell anybody else at work because I'm leaving this job to take this new opportunity. I do feel like for a lot of you, definitely could be getting paid more and something that really excites you. So I do love that. The Ace of Wands is like a really exciting opportunity to really create a lot of stability for yourself. So, at the end of the day, you have to look after you here, Capricorn. And, if your boss or your old employer is unhappy about it, at the end of the day, you have to look after yourself. You have to look after your family, is really what I'm getting. So I do feel like for a lot of you, this opportunity is a big one. Whoever this emperor is, again, pay attention. meeting a very important person that I feel like can propel your career in some way. And I feel like that's where this opportunity comes from. So, not surprising, in September, we have the Eight of Cups. So, this is you walking away from, probably maybe and or a decent job for a lot of you. If this is in relation to love, again, this could be that. I can't rule it out completely, but to me, it's kind of reading more as an opportunity in a job situation. You might also have somebody coming back from the past. I can't completely rule that out, especially with that Seven of Wands, because sometimes that's somebody in the past, possibly that we, blocked or that we cut out of our life at some point. So I can't, completely ignore that as a possibility. But I do feel like for a lot of you, with this Eight of Cups, I feel like it's actually talking more about a work situation. Um, Tell me about this Eight of Cups in September. So we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you're walking and or leaving here, it's just not that emotionally fulfilling for you anymore. And really moving towards, I feel like again, you're really up in your head about having to keep this quiet. So I feel like for a lot of you, you had to kind of like mum's the word. You couldn't tell anybody about it. So we have the Page of Swords and the Sun, and again, needing to be quiet about that news, right? And again, I felt like you probably felt bad, especially if you had to kind of keep a secret from possibly somebody that you care about or a loved one or even, your coworkers, right? So by the time we get to October here, we have the Devil card coming through, which is interesting. So who is this Devil? What is this card? Why is it showing up? So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress. I feel like this is somebody in your life here that's, I don't know, I want to say like the energy of somebody that is kind of frenemy, enemy, frenemy, a frenemy. Do you have a frenemy? I can't even say it. A frenemy. Do you have a frenemy, Capricorn? Because this to me feels like somebody who's not happy about your decision, somebody who um, is kind of only thinking about themselves. So I don't know who that is in your life. That's going to be different for each and every one of you. And this person's really in the energy of like, they resisted giving you and or treating you the way you actually really deserved, because you're coming through here as the Empress in this situation. So you feel like, what you deserve, and you definitely didn't deserve to be treated and or not cared for. So, if this is a love interest or is this somebody coming back from your past that treated you badly, I feel like you now know what you do deserve. And I feel like you're not, you're like really not giving this person the time of day. Um, like you don't need them anymore. I don't know. I'm getting that. You don't need them anymore. Um, and you've seen kind of like this person's true colors as well. And again, you're not going to stand for it with that Empress card. So I do love that. So you might be put in a position here, Capricorn, in the month of October where you really need to stand up to this person and hold a hard boundary with them. Because I feel like this person doesn't have good intentions, whoever that is that's coming in that in October. So just pay attention to that with that energy. And again, that is your own card. So even though it is the Devil card, but again, standing tall in this beautiful Empress energy and knowing what it is that you want and what you deserve, and you're not settling for less. So again, I really like that. Regardless of who or what this person represents, again, you knowing you and you standing your ground. So I do like that. And then it looks to me like, things are moving forward again. Luck is back on your side here in the month of November with that Wheel of Fortune. So things finally, kind of moving forward in a positive light. Tell me about this Wheel of Fortune in November. So we have the Queen of Swords coming out and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, you've made it pretty clear to this person what your expectations are, whether that be in work or in love. The Seven of Cups is like, in this card, there is only one cup. So it's really the energy of like, I know that what I deserve, I'm not going to be treated like an option. Either you're all in or you're like all out in a situation. And again, really being clear about what direction that you're wanting. And again, in the Seven of Cups, there's only one cup. So in the traditional card, there's a bunch of different options. But in this card, there's only one option. So I feel like it's clear to you what direction you want to move in, Capricorn. So I feel like that's really lovely. I'm also kind of feeling like a sense of relief. So I feel like you're kind of relieved that, this situation is over and that you know clearly what it is that you want moving forward. And I really love that. So by the time we get to December here, next December, you have this Two of Pentacles. Looks like you're going to be busy. Tell me about this Two of Pentacles for Capricorn in December. So you have the Ten of Swords coming out. And the Six of Cups. Yeah. Like I mentioned, I do feel like for a lot of you, you're really in the energy of like really not putting up with anybody's BS anymore. And again, I feel like this is in relation to whoever this person is. And I do feel like it's hard because I don't know, for some of you, this definitely could be X situation where this person, kind of reappears in and out of your life. And you're really drawing a hard boundary with this person. And it's hard because I do feel like you have history with whoever this is, because we have the Six of Cups here. Especially if it's like, the mother or the father of your kids, that is going to be a difficult situation. But again, really drawing your line in the sand here and not really putting up with anybody's BS anymore. So I do love that for you, Capricorn. And again, really releasing this situation and this person. And it's funny because that is also a 6. I'm noticing that. All right. Yeah, and I do feel like, by your consistency here, I feel like in the beginning of January 2027, you can see this Page of Pentacles. There is going to be, some more opportunities for growth and to grow something new, possibly with an air sign. So that's going to be my prediction for next January. You meeting possibly an air sign, this King of Swords. And the bottom of your regular deck was the Judgment card in the Hermit. So this is really being this is a big wake-up call year for you guys, and really, gleaning all of that beautiful wisdom from what you've learned from the past moving forward. So especially in relationships, because the next card actually is the Four of Wands, which is kind of like that home, that foundation card. So we're going to read the 6th house now. And again, this really talks about sustainability. So we're going to read this, and then I'm going to round out your reading here. So 6th house. All right. If your chart were a village map, the 6th house would represent the central kitchen, gym, health clinic, and dog park. The 6th house speaks where you live out your daily habits, your work environment, your pets, your mind-body connection, and how you tend to your health. The action of this card: work smarter, not harder. The opposite of a dysfunctional situation is a sustainable ecosystem. Make your life sustainable. Look at the time, resources, love, care, and sweat you put into your life and assess whether you are putting as much in as you are getting out, and whether you are receiving as much as you put in. The input and output have to match, maybe not every day, but certainly every week or month, or you cannot sustain the long haul. The 6th house concerns your daily work, not necessarily your vocation or longed for career. If you're waiting tables to support your acting career, the 6th house speaks of both your day job and what you do towards that dream. Put in some time and effort on your dreams to bring these two paths closer to being one and the same. Assess your work environment. Besides the money and professional trajectory, most jobs offer an opportunity to bump souls with others, a stage to work through karma and round out our personalities. Camaraderie can help create a healthy work environment, and attitude makes all the difference. Watch where you put your mind. Nervousness can turn into chronic anxiety, which taxes your health. Give your mental hamsters something worthy to work on and keep them from merely spinning. Look at your daily habits and invest in good self-care. Make healthy food delicious and healthy activity enjoyable. Play with the dog or talk to the wild birds. Time with animals can restore the spirit as well as be great exercise. The challenge of this card, worry can give you the illusion that you're not taking care of business, but it does not further your goals. The gift of this card is you can create a beautiful and sustainable ecosystem out of your life as you pursue a delicious, healthy work-life balance. And that's, wow, that's like so fitting, given your what I gave you guys right at the beginning of this reading, which really talks about creating that solid foundation around yourself with family, the people that you care about and love, the people that support you, and really building a solid foundation beneath your feet moving forward. So this looks great. I love this for you guys. I hope this reading helped. If you did enjoy it, please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. If you're not a subscriber and you'd like to subscribe, make sure you hit the button and that notifications bell. I'll be back to your regular monthly love readings probably mid-January. So if you want to get notified, make sure you subscribe, and kudos to you if you made it all the way to the end of this reading. Thank you so much, Capricorn. And again, Happy New Year. Take care, guys.